Gelatinous cube. And a gelatinous morning to all of yous. Good time zone to you, Niscus, Yograin, Jonathan Skyfell. That's a cool name. The T, the man, the legend. Mars in the morning. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's really here. It's him. That's him, officer. Hey, we got a really cool leftover from last episode. It's from Mean Keb. They wanted, basically, to shorthand this, they wanted my take on quality of life advice and suggestions as someone who is doing a multiple accounts perspective. So, like, advice for new players and old players, or suggestions for quality of life upgrades to the game. Probably my major quality of life upgrade that I would ask for is a colorblind friendly settings, like some games have. Not, I would say, many, but some games have. I remember Overwatch, I think, specifically had a really impressive colorblindness options. I would love that in Idle Champions, because as someone who lives with color vision deficiency, that's a bit profound. That would be quite useful to have. Makes me feel seen. But other, like, quality of life stuff that I might enjoy is definitely any possible way of tracking feats that you purchase via gems. Because, like, it seems like every week I just find, like, oh, I thought I owned that. I apparently don't. And then I snap that one up with gems. If I could just see a grand list of all the gem feats and just be like, boop, 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 done. That would be great. And just all feats, for that matter. Quality of life stuff that I might suggest for, like, the player, as someone who's doing multiple accounts. I believe that I am bad at multitasking. And so, it is useful for me when I can set up one account to be grinding on something, so that I can then shift my attention to actually manage the other account. So basically giving one busy work to do, so that I can then focus on the other one. Even if that busy work is just Motron automation stuff. So that's a nice way to balance running multiple accounts at once. Another is just having a goal in mind if you're going to be playing multiple accounts. Like, what it is that you're actually setting out to do with your secondary account, and sticking to that plan. Not allowing yourself to get mired in distractions, and thus causing that to take longer. Because obviously the more time you're putting into a secondary account, the less time you're putting into your primary account. So, there you go, Mean Keb. There's just a couple of points for both aspects of your question. I hope that's good enough for you. Mean Keb asked this at the very tail end of yesterday, and that would have been a too long answer for me to shove in at the end of the episode, so I waited for it this morning. Good morning to Mesa Duval and Doorbell Streams, and J-Dog and Non-Bread Loaf. Welcome. You are now present here in the House of Mars. Greetings, champions! Welcome to Mars Guiding Hand. I am Mars. This is Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a free-to-play, officially licensed Dungeons & Dragons formation strategy management video game from Codename Entertainment. On this show, we take a look at the latest content, discuss strategies, and answer questions that you may have about the game. So, get cozy, grab a drink, and join me for just a little while as we talk about all things Idle Champions. Today is Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. It is 7 a.m. Pacific Time. 7:01 a.m. Pacific Time. On today's episode, we're going to be, of course, continuing to talk about... I almost said Winter Shield. Midwinter, Year 5. Because we've got the debut of Rust and the return of Talon and Morgaine. The debut of Rust. That's the hot ticket item right now. Gosh, that is good. Still too hot, though. So, how are you? Hey, how are you? Right now, you'll see that I'm in a Morgaine free play, trying to push up for more favor. I'm already looking to gain E50, so I bet if I turn this into a Zaka farm at this point, I probably actually would gain a little something. But before I can really do that, I've hit a wall here. So what I need to do is actually set down to... I need to set down to setting up an Orkira stacking. Do I have Orkira stacking set up on here? I do! Excellent. Okay, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. It's not the one I wanted. There we go. Oh yeah, I just named it Okra Stacks. That's silly. That's just, I'm just being silly sometimes. I've got Jay in the mod seat catching questions for me, so if you have questions for me about the game, or about anything, but hopefully about the game, or about D&D, or about me, throw them in chat. Jay will catch them, put them in the document for me, and I will get to them when I can get to them. Which will probably be now. Because, we're just going to be waiting a little bit so that I can actually get this Orkira healing going on. I guess that's what we want. Alright, so Orkira is now healing E21 on Artemis. So I'm hoping, I mean, E22 is going to be very quick. E23 will take a little bit longer. So we're going to go for E23 or E24 here. And I'm going to make that go faster. Meanwhile, we'll switch over to Casual Mars. Midwinter. Because you might notice, today's code, Heads or Tails. I'm going to play Heads or Tails on my casual account right now. Costs 5,000 event tokens, gift boxes for this event. For Midwinter. I have to complete area 175. Rust begins the formation. He cannot be moved or removed from the formation. When Rust is not holding his shiny gold piece, adjacent champion's damage is disabled. When Rust is holding his shiny gold piece, non-adjacent champion damage is disabled. Alright, so that's going to be a fun little puzzle for us. Let's see how it goes. It's 5,000 tokens, and I have 5,008 currently. I can barely afford this. So I mathed that out correctly. Let's go. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. And hopefully by the power of one shiny gold piece, we can get this done. Wish me luck. So already we have enough favor so that we can get some initial click damage. That's going to help us to get some champions on the field to begin with. I am working at 6.17 E10 event favor. I wanted to get to E10 event favor before I tried the high-end event variants. So here I am doing that, now that I'm at E10. Okay, so while we are waiting, really. Just gonna put some people out here. Let's get some early questions done. What is today's tea? Well, I'm so glad you asked. I'm so glad that I put that in as question 1 on every single show myself. But someone inevitably always asks anyway, so that's why I started doing that. Today's tea is this. Yorkshire tea biscuit. Yeah, this is Taylor's of Harrogate Yorkshire tea malty biscuit brew. Tastes like tea and biscuits, it does. Yeah. I figured it would probably be pretty good, because it seemed like it was popular online. But I gotta say, yeah, it honestly really does taste like biscuits. It tastes like tea and biscuits. So, they nailed it. Wow. If you ever dip biscuits in, or cookies, if you live where I live, if you ever dip cookies or biscuits into your tea and then eat them, after a while, the flavor of the tea itself changes. It adapts a little bit to take on some of the flavoring of the cookie or the biscuit. And that is exactly what this tastes like. It tastes like tea that has had biscuits or cookies dipped in it several times. It is delicious, and I am enjoying it very much. And that was actually a suggestion from chat. Just so that y'all know, I actually do, like, take your tea suggestions seriously, and I look them up and do some research and then decide if I want to try it or not. I tried this one. It's really good. So thank you. I don't remember who suggested that. Sorry, but whoever you are, thanks. Cheers. JDog2773. How long does 8 ounces of tea last in your house? Longer than you'd think. If I pulled my camera out and moved it over, you'd see I have, an expansive collection? Maybe you might even call it a hoard? On some level, I think I might actually have too much tea. Yeah, I think even if I had multiple cups of all of this over here that I'm looking at, multiple cups from my collection, every day, I wouldn't be able to get through it all in a year. Yeah, so longer than you might think, J-Dog. Camro. Question, so is there an update today, or do you always have a second show on Wednesday, no matter if an event or update is? I always do. I always have. I have a show every morning, and then I also have a show on Wednesday afternoons, because that is the original time slot of Mars Guiding Hand, so we just kind of kept that when we switched to the morning shift as well. Yeah. I didn't want to give up the afternoon slot. It's special. Plus, we even have a different overlay for that, where it's all blue instead of all, like, goldenly yellow and stuff. Or orange. Yograin. Question. Can you please open your Avernus map and show me where Elturel's Last Stand adventure is for the Zerial Patreon unlock? Need to know what wave needs to be beaten, as I can beat 550, and all levels of champions are unlocked since E17 for me, so no easy way to go much further than 550. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I can spot check that for you. Here, hold on. Switch back to my main account. We'll check on my Orkira here. Okay, so she's at E23. Nice. I just keep letting that ride, and we're going to get to E24 during the show. Cool. Alright, so just a moment, Yograin. Let me pop over to Baldur's Gate Ascent to Avernus. Go over here, so we got to go all across Avernus. And eventually, Elturel's Last Stand. Well, except it won't actually tell me. This might give you an idea, at least. It's Area 625 for Gargoth's Betrayal variant. But that's not the goalpost that you need to clear for Elturel's Last Stand base adventure. So it'd definitely be less than 625. There you go. Yeah, so it might be 600 or 550 or 575. Foolish Genius, I forgot. Does Casual Mars have Drizzt yet? No. No, the event happened, and so I put all of my attention onto playing the event. But if I can beat all the 175 variants in here, if I can beat all the 175 variants, then at that point, I will be effectively done with the event, except for doing free plays to get my chest for them and all. So I'll probably just, like, yeah, I'll probably use the extra time to pivot back to Torm, or I might even open a time gate. I might even open a time gate because I do have 7 time gate pieces, which would be enough for me to open a time gate, and then from that I could choose the only slot that I have left to get an extra champion in to do split the party. I need either Turiel, Deacon, Cathris, Esmeralda, Sasaspia, Nerds, Tahani, or Orkira. I can't do Nerds from a time gate, but I can do the rest. So probably going to be Deacon, Orkira, or Turiel for my new account over here. I'm not really sure yet, but I am thinking about doing a poll for it. But yeah, once I have Drizzt from Grand Tour of the Sword Coast, I'm going to go start Tomb of Annihilation when there's not an event or time gate active. Renvincible. Ooh, wait. How did you set it so that all 12 champs are visible without D20 gold? Well, I'll show you. Go into your settings. Narrow bench boxes. Make sure this box is checked. If it's not checked, everyone spreads out. They want some extra wiggle room there. If you do check the box, everyone squeezes in, packed like sardines in a tin can. So yeah, if you narrow the bench boxes, then you can make them all fit. No more scrolling. Death to scrolling. Colette, question, what biscuit does it taste like to you? For me, it's digestive, but a friend thinks custard creams. Yeah, it tastes like digestives to me. Yeah. So I'm with you, Colette. That's what the tea tastes like. Some extra whittle room. Good one. Bunny Beast, you've got the jokes. I've noticed you in a lot of our streams. You're really putting the jokes down, and I appreciate you for that. Reds fan, question, Mars, what is NC-17 about the game? Jay says it's probably the blood effects, but you can turn them off. Yeah, disable procedural blood effects. I turned that off sometime, probably in like my first month of gameplay, and I have never turned it back off. Yeah, I don't like blood in my games, generally. That's probably it. I don't think there's any, like, hardcore swearing and all that in this game. I don't think so. I can't think about what else might possibly earn that kind of rating in this game. I mean, look at it. We don't have, like... I would assume that we don't have, like, graphic awful content in this game, other than... Oh, thank you, Reds fan. It was a joke from the captioning. Oh, okay. Gotcha. And that is one of the major flaws of text communications. Tone, very difficult to convey and to understand. Thank you for clarifying, Reds fan, that it was a joke. Also, like, even just in real life, I have a hard time, just speaking personally, I have a hard time telling when people are joking. I do. Like, if someone's being sarcastic, I assume that they are not, until they tell me that they are. Jay says, hey, can't understand tone, gang. Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. I've got you. It's hard. It's really hard. I know I'm not alone on this. But, yeah. Thank you for clarifying, Resfan, that it was a joke. Jeffrey H. Haskell, I love a lot of the more obscure characters. I've got Dragonbait, but I can't find Alias. How come one without the other? That's just the way the cards fell so far? I mean, maybe we'll get Alias later. Maybe not. We have, like, other characters in the game that are from known media, but don't have all of their friendos with them, all of their allies. Well, the biggest one is that we do have Spurt, as seen in Critical Role, but we have literally no other Critical Role characters unless you count Archon. That's probably the biggest one that people ask about and complain about. Like, why no more Critical Role? It's just because they're busy. They're busy and they're a huge multi-million-dollar company now. I know that several people at Codename, probably the most Sean, would absolutely love if we had Critical Role. But yeah. It's just the way it works out. Sometimes we just cherry pick like one character from something. But we don't get the rest. Or sometimes it's just very spaced out, like you just have to wait a while. Like, there are characters who belong to an affiliation. Hitch belongs to Force Grey, and all of the Force Grey characters are in the game. But then other characters, here's Baldur's Gate. Those are all in the game. Is there one that I can show? No, it's not Erois. All of those are in the game now as well. Oh, maybe Morgane. Ah, there we go. Morgane has a little spoiler in her affiliation information. There's anything incorporated. Yeah, Ox Ventures. Ox Ventures is probably the most timely to speak of right now. We only have Corazon, Prudence, and Rust. Are we going to get other Ox Ventures? I hope so. So far, I think they're a pretty cool team. I think they've got some very interesting characters. Vi for Netflix's Arcane? No. That confused me as well the first time I heard the character being discussed internally. But, no. And I can only talk about this because it is technically public information. Foolish Genius, have you put a biscuit in the biscuit tea yet? No, because I feel like what would be most appropriate would be to have biscuits that taste like tea. This is tea that tastes like biscuits. I need biscuits that taste like tea. And then I can dip it into this tea, and a black hole will open in my immediate vicinity and transport me to the realm of tea and biscuits. Suddenly I will be the main character in an isekai anime. Anubis Wrath. Question, is it worth farming Briv if you have Viconia already? Yeah, absolutely. I would argue that Briv is best in slot. You're going to get more mileage out of Briv, especially in the long run, than you will out of Viconia. The best thing about Viconia is her Animate Dead. But her Animate Dead ability, it has the effect of a Fire Breath potion while being a less, like, it is not as strong as a Fire Breath potion. So Viconia is really nice to have if you're a newer player, because Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna get to stockpile my fire breath potions because of her. Instead of having to spend them every time I want to push, I can just throw Viconia in here. Nice. That'll be cool. That I feel like I'm going to get value out of Viconia over time because of that as a newer player. But there's going to be a point in time where I'm playing the game and I realize, you know what? I actually do have a healthy supply of fire breath potions. I can't imagine running out anytime soon. And at that point, I'm going to start looking at Viconia and be like, I don't need you anymore. Bye! Give me Briv. Yeah, I would say it's definitely worth farming Briv. Fennec, question. Have you tried... I'm gonna butcher this. Ostfriesen tea from Thiel. Only black tea I found so far I really like. I can send you a link to the manufacturer's website if you tell me how to get it to you. Yeah, Fennec, go into the Discord, drop it in the off-topic channel, and tag me. My name is just Mars on the Idle Champions Discord. I'm a moderator, so my name will be in green. So if you drop a link in there and tag me, then I will be able to see it when I'm done with the show. My pronunciation was not too bad. Thank you. J-Dog. No, it's not at just Mars. It's just at Mars. My profile picture is my character's face, so you might be able to recognize it that way. Foolish Genius, is the realm of tea and biscuits close to the plane of ice cream and milkshakes Free was looking for? No, if I understand correctly, I don't, like, follow everything that Heroes of the Plains does, but if I understand correctly from what I've heard, the plane of ice cream and milkshakes was actually a horrible, terrible place. But I'm imagining that the plate of tea and biscuits would actually be quite nice. Counting Coup. Isn't that what Averin did in Idle Champions Presents Mars? Oh, yeah, so Averin sort of accidentally arranged a situation where there was an extra-dimensional space placed inside of an extra-dimensional space, which causes problems. Canonically, this causes problems. You know what? Out of curiosity, let me pull up exactly what happens. Placing a bag of holding inside an extra-dimensional space created by a handy haversack, portable hole, or similar item instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane. The gate originates where the one item was placed inside the other. Any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through it to a random location on the astral plane. The gate then closes. The gate is one-way only and can't be reopened. So, the way that it was treated in Idle Champions Presents was like taking that up to 11. They destroyed the world. Instead of just opening a gate and pulling everyone within 10 feet into it. But even on the small scale, that is still a campaign changer. You could be in the middle of an adventure, and if someone drops a bag of holding into a portable hole, you stop what you're doing, because the story has now declared everyone around you is going somewhere else entirely, with no feasible way back. You gotta figure it out. But yeah, there was some shenanigans with that in Idle Champions Presents. If you didn't catch that, go watch the VODs. It was actually really funny. Wow, and we are already caught up on questions. Oh boy. Gotta play a mage, then you're good. If you have the ability to planar travel as a mage, yes. But what if you were level 1? What if you were low level, even first level, and you got swept up into, like a bag of holding collapse like that? That sounds like the start of a very cool adventure to me. Like, what if, oh my gosh, oh no, I can't do this to myself. It's too early in the morning to be brainstorming adventure ideas. Oh no. I'm imagining a scenario where you're like, you meet in a tavern. Blah, 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 it's a nice day, blah, blah, blah. You know, you've heard that blah, 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 the mayor's son has gone missing, and blah, blah, blah. There are, there's rumors of undead rising in the west, and blah, blah, blah. Like, you start setting up for an adventure, right? And then you talk about, like, oh, there's a mysterious, like, shrouded figure in the corner of the tavern. For that trope, you just throw that in there. But that has nothing to do with them. It's actually, like, in the middle of you describing the adventure hooks and all that, someone kicks in the door. They are, like, the nemesis of that guy in the corner, and they're both, like, higher-level adventurers. So this person kicks in the door, storms into the tavern, he's like, "Oh, Nemesis, I've been hunting you for weeks, and I finally found you, of course, at your old haunt. This is where you would hole up. Well, I've got I've got a surprise for you." And they throw down the bag of holding, portable hole combo, and then everything, whoop, thrown into the astral plane with no way back. Right at the start of your adventure, you get swept up into someone else's adventure for just a split second, enough to ruin your day. And now you and your companions, by incident, have to band together to survive the astral plane and find a way home. That sounds like a fun ride to me. Maybe those two, like, adventurers just run off and do, like, a sweet wizard battle in the sky or something, and they're just gone. Maybe you find them again later in the story and they apologize. I think we just found the next Storyteller Mars Presents. Maybe. C&E, talk to me. Arankar, question and comment. Dragonbait is 242 years old in Idle Champions. If Alias mentioned in someone's earlier question was included, she would be 200 years old. In the 2E supplement, Curse of the Azure Bonds, Dragonbait is somewhere between 30 to 45 in age. Unless there are time travel shenanigans, none of the group of 5 can be together. Alias, Dragonbait, Champion, Akabar, Belkash, and all of Rustkettle. Time travel shenanigans happen. Also, it's a lot of just like, just hand-waving. Because the champions that go into the game are snapshots of where they are at some point in their personal story. Like, Dritz that we have in Idle Champions is not necessarily the exact Dritz of, like, whatever the most cutting-edge, most recently released Dritz novel has him represented as. Yeah. They're snapshots. Time travel shenanigans do happen, though. Like, the whole reason Minsk is around for the events of Heroes of Baldur's Gate is that he got petrified, turned into a statue. And then he got unpetrified after so many years passed, and now he's able to adventure again. So, yeah. Shenanigans happen, but it's also a lot of just hand-waving. You're like, it's fine. It's fine. The more we worry about timelines, the less fun we can have, right? And yes, as Connellan says, Dragonbait is canonically a character that appears in the Tomb of Annihilation 5th edition campaign book as an NPC that you can encounter and hang out with. He's got his Holy Avenger longsword and everything. He's best friends with Artis Cimber for whatever reason. And so that is the Dragonbait whose snapshot was used to represent Dragonbait in Idle Champions. No, we're not talking about a new character, Chester Josh. The thing is about, like, all the Dragon Bait jokes, I can no longer tell when someone is joking about Dragon Bait or someone's being serious and asking if this is a new character. I can no longer tell. I cannot discern reality from fiction. Reaver, you ever see the schematic an engineer made for the arrow that pushed a rolled-up portable hole into a bag of holding upon impact? No! Now that's some shenanigans. I would let something like that work once in my games, and only once, and then I would come up with some reason why that doesn't work again. Like, the gods saw you do that, and while they are impressed, they've also written it into cosmic law that no one can do that again. Because it takes too much to clean up the spatial cosmic mess that it leaves. They pat your back and slap you on the wrist all at the same time. Which is my way of saying I'm impressed, but don't do it again. Yeah, a cosmic balance patch. There you go, Foolish Genius. Thank you. Loki Gromrel, I missed the tea. What is it today? Today's tea is a quite delicious Taylors of Harrogate Yorkshire tea, malty biscuit brew. Tastes like tea and biscuits, it says. And by golly, it does. Yeah, that is actually very good. Arian UK, doesn't 4E onwards pretty much just nuke timeline continuity anyway? I mean, kind of. There's been some, like, there's been work. Like, if you go to the Forgotten Realms wiki, that's where I go to keep track of, like, what the heck is going on in the timeline. I just look at the wiki and just, whatever it says, I'm just like, sure, cool, that sounds good, fine. And I just work with that. There's probably some discrepancies, and not all things are accounted for, but I mean, it's a wiki. It's like a internet hive mind project, so it's gonna be better than anything that I might try to piece together on my own, you know? It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be good enough. Jester Josh asked, did I get yesterday's Wordle? No, I don't do the Wordle. I don't do the Wordle. And that's not because I dislike it. It's because I know myself. I would like it too much. It's very hard to resist the siren call when everyone I know is doing it. But I can become easily addicted to word games. Easily. I won't go into details, but there was once a word game that I was so obsessed with, an online word game I was so obsessed with, that I for a brief period, I was world rank 1 on the leaderboard for this word game. And once I had achieved that, I realized, like, oh, I think I have a problem. So I try to be a little more discerning about what word games I allow myself to partake in. Yeah, I like that it is a daily puzzle, that it only gives you 1 per day. That's good for people like me, who, like, would definitely have an addictive personality about it. But I also know that that would tear me apart, and I would start looking up Wordle clones to play just to scratch that itch, and it would be a whole thing. It would snowball quickly, and I need to really make, take a hard look at myself and recognize that that is a dark path I do not want to walk down. And I'm going to stick to Idle Champions. I only have room in my life for so many obsessions. I'll stick with the one I get paid for. J-Dog, question, will you be submitting another formation for Sean and Taylor? Not today. I don't think I need to today. I think I'm doing fine, actually. Although, it could be fun. It could be fun to send them a formation save for my casual account here and just be like, hey, optimize my formation. I'm not trying for anything specific here, just optimize this. Show me what this, like, most optimized looks like. Go. That might be fun. I'll think about it. I don't think I'll be in attendance for Formation Save today, though, but I have a meeting to attend. So I might be able to pop in after the meeting. Gildendo, I finally unlocked Dragon Bait last night. Congratulations! Well done. It's not an easy feat. That is a difficult variant to do. Or, yeah, variant to do. There's an even worse variant of that one, which is particularly difficult, where... or no, yeah, the patron version of that. What is it called? Lost Love? Is that the name of the variant where you unlock Dragon Bait? Yeah. Doing the patron version of Lost Love is a nightmare, because it's already very difficult. Very, very difficult. But patron version and just having, like, even more, or even fewer champions to work with. Whew. That's rough, buddy. But congratulations on unlocking Dragon Bait. I hope that you find use for him. He does have uses. Oh, Soriel's Resolve? Am I getting them confused? I mean, it happens. Think about how many hundreds, maybe even thousands of variants that we have. It's got to be thousands at this point if you consider them to be separate as far as patrons are concerned, right? Soriel's Lament, Soriel's Resolve. Oh yeah, Lost Love is the base adventure. That's right. Yeah, Soriel's Resolve. That's the one. Yeah, this is where Valindra keeps resurrecting. This is the most hype boss fight mechanic in the entire game, and it kills me that we don't have this in more places. I poked Justin about it once, and he agreed that it is like an instant hype button for putting that in boss fights. So I hope that one day we can have that in more places. I just think it's so cool. What are you up to now, Orkira? Oh, nice! We just dinged into the E24. Yes! Okay, so I'm going to switch back to my strong party. And here we go! Go, team. Kill, kill. Nice. Yeah, let's keep this up for a minute, because this is definitely more exciting to look at than what's going on in my casual account. Arankar, question and comment. For those that are unaware of Dragon Bait's history, we've got a history lesson from Professor Arankar. Thank you, Professor. For those that are unaware of Dragon Bait's history, when Alias met Dragon Bait for the first time in the novel Azure Bonds, she names him Dragon Bait as a threat. If you step out of line, you will become Dragon Bait. In Book 3 of the Finder Stone trilogy, titled Song of the Soriels, his actual name of Champion is stated. He also has a mate. The books, by the way, are long out of print, so good luck finding them if you're interested in locating them. Cool. I'd recommend checking second-hand bookshops. It's good to support those types of shops anyway, but if you are looking for books that are out of print, that is a great place to start. Yeah, spoilers, Aaron Carr. But very cool. Thank you for telling us. So, Dragon Bait's, like, actual canonical name, like, in his own language, is Champion? Is that right? It's extremely appropriate that he's here in this game, then. Keith G, question. I think I heard, I do not remember which stream, that once you max levels on an item, it will quit showing up in chests. Is that correct? If so, do you know if you do not have Epic or Shiny, that those will still show up, or none will? Trying to make sure I do not max out anything if I cannot get the Epic, if I do not have it yet. Yeah, spoilers from 1988, before I was even born. Okay. So, the vast majority of items do not have a maximum item level. Very few of them do. The items that reduce champion ultimate attack cooldown. Yeah. Generally slot 6. These have a level cap. Let's see. I think Ishii also has a level cap for, I think, her slot 5. I vaguely recall that Ishii has a second level cap item. She's got her cooldown, but then also the duration. I think that's also a level cap one. I don't remember any others off the top of my head that have a level cap. So, very few items do, or the vast majority of items do not have a level cap. That being said, even if you reach the level cap somehow before finding the epic of that item, I believe you can still get the epic to drop. And then at that point, you won't get it anymore. But even then, you can still get the shiny, like, naturally. The shiny will still drop. Oh, does Sentry's Redshift have a cap? I didn't think it did. I thought all the speed mechanic ones were not capped. Sentry's... Oh, that's Drazog and Connellan both saying that it is. It's the wrong slot. Sentry slot 3 Redshift. Mine is at 420. Okay. Well, thank you, chat. I did not realize that one actually had a level cap. Neat. I will try to commit to memory. You can still get the shiny of that, and that feels terrible when that happens. Because a natural shiny is hard to come by, right? And if you already have an item at level cap, and then it becomes shiny, nothing changes. It's just shiny now, for no reason. The effect does not increase. So, when we talk about, like, 99% of the time, item levels are never wasted. When you get multiple items, different rarities, different levels, whatever, everything adds together, nothing is ever wasted. There's an asterisk there for the specific circumstance of you have already reached level cap on an item, and then you make it shiny. That's wasted. And that feels awful when that happens. That has happened to multiple of my characters. Hopefully one day we'll get a solution to that. It's something that people have been asking about since, like, year 2. So I would love if that actually happens at some point. But I don't know. I don't know, 1, if it will, or 2, how it would even happen. What would that even look like? I think some people posit that you could just find the difference between what the item level is and what the actual level cap is, and just take that difference, divide that by 5, and spread that out to the other 5 items on that champion. But do that for every champion that's affected by, and do that for every account that's affected by that situation. I don't know if that's something that could be automated. If that's something that people would have to, that our team would have to do manually, that would take forever to do. So at that point, it feels like a waste of time, when they could just be like solving tickets and doing bug fixes and things like that. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. That's rough. I hope that it would work out somehow, but lower the level and give the difference in blacksmithing contracts instead. I like that. That might work. Maybe. I don't know. Any solution is better than no solution. Slayer Icarius question, does Virulence Strain have a higher chance to proc on armored mobs? I had an armored boss yesterday that got up to 40 stacks. I only have 15% chance to proc. I'm farming stacks this morning and can't get higher than 10 on unarmored mobs. No, I don't think there's there's anything... I don't think there's anything about Virulent Strain that makes it work, like, higher chance to trigger on armored enemies than not. I don't think there is. It might just be just luck of the draw, my dude. That's just RNG at work, I guess. Yeah, J-Dog says, how many complaints when people suddenly have 10k blacksmithing contracts inventory? Yes, like, even if we went that route for solving that dilemma, there would still be people sending in tickets like, I have, like, 1,000 blacksmithing contracts in my inventory. Is my game bugged? Am I going to jail? There'd have to be some kind of like a prompt comes up that says, like, hey, we've made a change that blah, 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 so now you have extra contracts in your inventory, and that would probably stop most of those tickets. I don't know. Not my job, not my department. But I can still be a hopeful, wishful fanboy while still having the job, I guess. Aaron Carr, Archon looks interesting right now. What skin is in play right this moment? I personally enjoy leaving as Gladiator. Oh, this is Dawnar. This is Archon. And Archon is using the Hand of Vecna skin, which in my opinion is the coolest one he's got. Looks wicked awesome. Super evil. But in case you were confusing him with the person in my formation, the person in my formation is actually Dawnar, and he's wearing his Yum Yum Hut skin. Not my monkeys, not my circus. Not my chair, not my problem. Narangal, just started this game today. Wow! This looks way different than my current setup. Yeah! Idle Champions is essentially a puzzle game. And the longer you play the game, the more pieces that you will collect for your puzzle, so that you can try different arrangements of those pieces to achieve different solutions, right? So, if you've just started the game today, I have a lot more pieces of the puzzle to work with than you do. And that's not a brag, that's just a statement. The longer you play the game, the more stuff you will have to play the game with. There are 94 characters in the game, and we're constantly adding more. So it can feel really fun to play with all the pieces, so good luck to you. Oh, let me do the thing. Cheers and welcome to Idle Champions, Narangal. I hope that you enjoy your time with us. It's a fun game, really. Okay, so we might be walling here at 1176. I might need to switch to doing some Balos hacking. Oh! I don't have the right feats on Orkira. Hold on. We do Avatar of Destruction and Flames of Rebirth. Bloop. That will probably make a difference. Meanwhile, let's go back over to my casual game, and let's actually make this a good-looking formation, because my click damage is very soon going to fall off. Very, very soon. Now, I can't move Rust. Rust is stuck in this position. I can't move Rust. So, how do I want to play this? Looks like only the champions adjacent to Rust can deal damage, according to the rules. When Rust is holding a shiny gold piece, non-adjacent champion damage is disabled. So my DPS must be adjacent to Rust. Okay. Which means, at best, I can have Nayeli here. Brunor here. DPS goes here. I should probably do Tyrell in wild shape form as my tank. Put him there. Okay, 2 steps for wild inspiration. That works. You know what? Yeah, no, this is fine. We'll have Baloth just in the column behind the DPS, so that it'll be buffing the DPS. And Celeste isn't going to have a lot of use here, because we're not going to be able to get her healing. Even if we choose Life Domain, that's just simply too far. So, Let's go with this. How's this? I think, let's see. Hitch will buff Charisma 14 plus. Is Minsk? Yeah, knock. Niz does not have Charisma. Okay, so this might be the formation that I'm using. Let's level them up. I actually will not take Shield Master because Brunor will not be within 2 steps of my tank line, so I'll take Battle Master for just some flat increase. I'll take Oath of Vengeance because Naeli is not actually going to be taking any fire. She's probably going to get replaced by somebody else anyway. I'll take Overexcited because I don't really want to work on Baloth stacks for Generous Gen. I'll take Pathfinder. For Minsk, I'm going to take Undead because the Devourer, we all hate him. I'm going to take College of Valor on Calliope because she's not close enough to the tank line to even put her shields on them. I'll probably end up switching her to Viconia. For Krull, I'll take Plague Focus Pain. Alright, and now, last 3 over here. Dark Blessing for Makos. You only want to take Dark Luck if he's your DPS, really, because then he's getting kills. Otherwise, if he's not your DPS, he's not getting kills. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Okay, this looks like a workable formation here. It's good enough for now. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work. It just has to be good enough. So we're going to let this ride for a while. And in the meantime, I'll switch back to my main account. And I suppose... Oh, it's time to do Baloth stacks of Generous Gen, so I'm going to take my Familiars off. He does not have any Generous Gen currently, so I'm going to take Orkira out. And I'm going to keep Baloth up here. And as soon as I see a stack of 1 champion appear down here, I will know it's time for me to move back a stage so that I can switch out which champion is in the front and repeat the process for them. Do it over and over and over until I've got all 9 of them. There we go. And then put Orkira back in and do it for her. Bum, 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 bum. I gotta wait for the cooldown. Okay, now we're good. Go on and die now, Baloth. I gotta do this for every one of them. So there's 2. Okay. It's gonna be a lot of going back and forth until I can get them done. Alright. There's Donar done. Alright, now for Ashara. 3 becomes a 4, and she's done. Great. Let's go back all the way over here, actually. Okay. Now we'll move Avern into position. I'm looking at the wrong person. There we go. Alright. So now Avern has been killed. But not really. Because that's what Baloth does. Alright, and there we go. Omen is taken care of now. Now we'll take Hitch. It's not so bad once you understand the assignment, once you know what you're doing. It is tedious. But once you've done this enough times, you get used to it. Okay, let's go to Ikoria. There we go. And now for Freely. That one's done. Okay, and now I just need to get Orkira back into the formation Swap her with Briv. And this will be for the final stack of Generous Gin. There we go, that's 10. So, we have a full Baloth stacked party now. Go. So Baloth has gone from providing a 10,000% buff to a 3.07 E12% buff. That's a bit better. That is a bit better. Put my familiars back where they're supposed to go. On clicking and ultimates and leveling things. And now I will also increase power, increase health, increase gold, because that's the whole reason I'm doing this deep push in the first place. And fire breath, more. And really commit to the fire breath here. And really commit to the health here. And the gold. And the damage. I might not use these small potions yet, but everything else, definitely. Can we please get some kills here? Please, please. We're doing over E300 strike damage, setting our bud. But I know that they're capable of hitting E318 or higher. I think someone asked me a couple of days ago, what's the highest bud I've ever reached? So I did some digging, and apparently, according to the information on my account, the highest bud I have ever reached is 354. I don't remember when that happened or why. Seawolf177. How do I know if I've been farming at my wall for too long? Does the percent increase just stop going up at some point? You will get diminishing returns until the point that it feels like, yeah, it's not really helping. I do have the correct core in. Thank you for asking, Tyranno. If I can get past 1200 here, I'll be happy about that. Clap Thunder. Hey Mars, when are we getting VR Idle Champions? When are we getting virtual reality added to the game? Okay, why? Well, I guess that would scratch the itch for... That would be the answer for our most asked question of all time, right? Like, can I design my own champion for Idle Champions? Like, give me the ability to make my own character in this D&D video game. If we just had VR and you could just become a character, I guess that would be the solution, huh? That is amusing to think about. I could be like, because I'd have a visor over my eyes. Come on, Brunor, Naeli, let's go! I guess in that fiction in my brain for just a second, I guess I was in slot 2. Since I looked at Brunor and then at Naeli on either side of me, I guess I was a slot 2 character in that fiction just now. I'm gonna start doing my usual of Averin Warden swapping, which takes my Baloth down to an E11. Like, I lose 1 order of magnitude, he goes from E12 to E11% buff. But in exchange, I get Warden in here, who is adding an E7% Hex Curse on every enemy they hit. From the mill, is there a hotkey for jumping back and forth between levels? Arrows. The arrow keys on your keyboard can just make you go back and forth one stage. If you shift-click the little blue arrow up here on your stages, like, or your quest objectives, readout, whatever part of UI, then you can just jump all the way back to stage 1 or jump all the way up to your highest stage. But yeah, basically arrow keys. Camro, somewhere in the Discord, I read that Lucius might work as a hidden support in some fringe cases. What? Could you think of a scenario that could be true? How? how could that... What? My brain hurts. Lucius is just a straight DPS. He doesn't support people. He doesn't have any support abilities. So how would he support? How can you support if you have no support abilities? How can you have pudding if you don't eat your meat? I don't understand that one. Maybe someone else can illuminate my understanding of Lucius and explain how is it even possible that Lucius could support. I guess he technically has a debuff Connellan. Yeah. I guess. That's weird. That is so weird to even think about. Grail-shaped, where does one see that type of historical info? What type of historical info? In what context? Do you mean about the characters in the game? Just Google search them. Like, I would just Google search, like, the phrase D&D, the character name, and then probably the word wiki, and you'll probably land there. Oh, you're Max Bud? Oh, that is an admin side thing. I'm able to open up... I'm able to look under the hood, so to speak, now that I'm an employee at Codename, and I can see, like... I can see stuff that most players can't see about your game. And so that lets me check on things, like my highest Bud ever, for example. I didn't know that was something that was tracked. It's kind of cool. There's other things that, like, I wish were tracked. Like, I want to know how many times I've killed the Mad Wizard. I really want to know that stat. I want to know globally how many times the Mad Wizard has been taken down. I think that'd be very amusing. But the world may never know. Oh, I'm getting worried about this. This is not looking great, and Briv is definitely, like, going down. This might be my absolute wall here. Okay, yeah, he just got... Oh, we just started getting some kills there. Oh. Okay, try it again. Oh, actually. Is that bud gonna be enough? Is that bud gonna be enough? Is the bud gonna be enough? Oh, is the bud gonna be enough? Nope. 2 enemies shy. Ugh! Slayer carries question, why VR? To poke champions in the eye, of course. To poke champions in the eye? Why not the enemies? Why not the enemies? Because then you can be like, hey, Devourer, boop, you suck. Hey, Valendra, I respect you, but I don't like you. Grail-shaped, isn't that just called playing Dungeons & Dragons? Oh, doing VR Idle Champions. I mean, if your experience playing Dungeons & Dragons is equivalent to virtual reality, then you are on some next-level imagination powers. Yeah, I know I haven't taken Warden out, Tyranno. It's because I'm still building up hex stacks. I wait for the Enrage, and then I'll do it. Which should be pretty soon. I guess I could do it early, though. Sure, why not? That's fine. Ooh, things are really lagging right now. Pixies have a lot of animations going on. The Grail Shave, the deeper question about Lucius is why? Why Lucius? Alright, now we're getting into the spicy, dicey, icy situation again. Who's gonna fall first? Briv or 2 Pixies? Is it gonna be Briv or 2 Pixies? Who will win? Come on. Dagger Mars. Lucius has a slow stun, builds damage for his affiliate friends, and can, with a pushback, stall out a melee indefinitely. Okay, yeah. Fair. Nope, it's not happening. I'm gonna try one more time, and if it doesn't work this time, I'll just fall back to 1175 and a Zaka farm there. Bitter old guy. VR champions. If you're not the tank, the view is always the same. Yeah, people in front of you, right? But also, if you're the tank, then you're the closest one to danger. Unless you could be very tall and just look over everyone, right? There you go. In my head, I've always imagined the character of Mars as being very tall. So we can just look over everybody. Iron Car question is, speaking of looking under the hood at stats, is there a system in place to find those who are using trainers to go further than they should be? The WeMod Trainer application has an entry for idle champions, which is what brings us up. I don't understand this question. Trainer? I have heard this used in conversation, but I don't know what it means. So I don't believe I can answer that question because I don't understand that question. I don't know what that is. Pardon my ignorance, please. Julie says, tall characters get a fireball to the face. Okay. That's a good point. Kind of stand out as a target. Tyranno, also, don't you want Baloth in front of... Oh my gosh, yes! Oh, how did I not even notice that? Oh my gosh, I'm a blessed idiot. Thank you. Ridiculous. How did I not notice that? It was because I was switching everyone around. Oh, and Omen's in the wrong place now, too. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Tyranno. You've saved the run. Thank you very much. Non-bread loaf. A trainer is a value editor that actively changes values. Basically cheat engine, but automated. Oh! I have used cheat engine before for, like, I think Skyrim? Years ago? But a trainer is an automated cheat engine? Okay, well, don't hack our games. Don't hack our games. That's actually one of our community guidelines. One of our rules is don't hack our games. So, please don't do that. When it comes to talking about, like, doing exploits in the game, stuff that's actually a part of the game that could be abused, that's more of a gray area. And when it comes to scripting, it's something that we do not condemn nor condone. But when it comes to just, like, straight up outright hacking and cheating, don't do that. Grail Shape, Skyrim needed a cheat engine? It did if you wanted to hack Skyrim to make it behave in ways that were much more closer in line with your D&D game homebrew world with your friends. I basically really love this one campaign, D&D campaign that I played in, that my friend ran. And it was a situation where, like, the world was completely darkened. There was no sun. And we had very specific types of characters with very specific types of abilities. And I wanted to, as a challenge, see if I could make Skyrim with mods and with cheat engine when necessary, make it work in a way that simulated that D&D group as much as possible. And I did. It only took like 60-something mods and probably like 100 hours of toil, but I finally made a situation that made Skyrim behave like my D&D campaign world that I was playing in, and it was fantastic. I really loved it. I think I played that for 2 months, like every day for like 2 months, and this is one of the dorkiest things I've ever done for a video game. I kept a physical journal and wrote in it, from the perspective of my character, what happened each day of my adventure, using in-game days to go by. Like, today I met this person, and they had a task for me to do. They needed my help with a blah blah blah, adventure, blah blah blah. In-character journal about my adventures in the land of Skyrim. But it was so much fun. I would do it again if I had the time and the patience for it. Yeah, I basically wrote Skyrim fanfiction. I guess it's the only fanfiction I've ever written. Mean Cab, question. Oh, hey. Morning, Mars. I had a question in the last stream that you needed a table. Sorry I couldn't make it at the beginning of the stream. Do you mind a quick recap of your answer? Okay, so I did actually tackle this during the pre-stream. I did. So if you want the full version, go listen to the pre-stream. You can just check the VOD later. But a quick recap, Mean Cab? Sure, that's fine. A quick recap would be... So parts like A and B of your question, you wanted... What would be my perspective on some quality of life things that I would want added to the game of Idle Champions? And 2, what would be some quality of life advice that I would give to people who are playing multiple accounts? Stuff that I want added to the game. Color vision deficiency options, because that's something that I live with, and it can be very difficult when you love video games and colors are important. 2, basically an archive of all of the feats in one place so that I can know exactly which ones I'm missing and not just randomly discover, like, oh, I don't have that one yet. I can just go look at this list, find whatever it is that I'm missing, and grab it. That would be great. I would love that. Quality of life suggestions that I would give to people who are trying to play multiple accounts is know what you're doing, have a plan of action, and stick to it, because the more time you dedicate to your secondary account, the less time you are going to have for your primary account. So that you're not, like, waffling around about, like, what it is that you want to actually do. Like, decide what you're going to do and then do that. Take action. Don't get distracted. And 2 would be... if you have difficulty multitasking like I do, then it can be useful to set up one of your accounts to be in a situation where it is just grinding away at something, so that you can then shift the majority of your focus to your other account. So I'll just set up my main account to do automation loops for an event, for example. Turn that off. And then I can actually play my second account. So that's it. More detail in the pre-stream response. Non-bread loaf. Skyrim isn't Skyrim without pressing a button to make Thomas the Tank Engine rain from the sky. Now, I never did that mod, but I did watch videos of people using it, and it was quite amusing. I would agree. Why am I struggling so much to push past this? I mean, if I have to... if I have to stop on 1180 to do an Azaka farm, that's fine. But I think because this is super laggy, and it's going to take a lot of my attention to really progress any further, I'm just going to switch over to my casual game for the rest of the day's stream at least. And I'll work on that more off stream. So we are here playing Heads or Tails. This is variant 3 for Rust in Midwinter Year 5. Rust begins with the formation. He can't be moved or removed from the formation. When he is not holding a shiny gold piece, adjacent champion's damage is disabled. When he is holding a shiny gold piece, non-adjacent champion damage is disabled. So, you might be in a situation where, depending on if Rust is holding his gold piece or he's lost it, that you might have to shift people around. In which case, a setup like this that I'm using right now is great, because look at this. My DPS is currently adjacent to Rust. And, actually, let me do this. And then if I suddenly need my DPS to not be adjacent to Rust, so that they can deal damage again, I just do that. It's the only change I make. Everyone else still has their buffs being applied. There's going to be some slight difference to it. He'd be out of range for Tyrell's Wild Inspiration. But otherwise, it works out pretty fine. I feel confident that at this point we are going to be able to clear the 175 goal. We might struggle a little bit toward the end, but I'm not really worried about it. Another tip that I would give about heads or tails is this: Rust's specialization option. If you go with Rust Reloaded, Rust now only attacks with his pistols, and thus can only lose his 1 gold piece during his ultimate attack. Boom. Now, as long as I don't use Rust's ultimate attack, I never have to worry about him losing his 1 gold piece, and thus, I don't have to worry about shifting my formation around anymore. I can just ride out the rest of this one. And it'll be easy. I would like to open chests. I have farmed up a few chests, and I would like to open them. Let's start with 10 regular silvers. Okay, let's do Silver Morganes. I've got a guaranteed Talon epic coming up. Oh, nice. Another blue from Morgane. Each event, my goal is to reach all blue and at least 1 epic, if not 2 epics. If I can reach 2 epics and the rest blue, then I will be very happy. And then the more epics, the better. Another blue. Nice. Ooh, I'll come back to the guaranteed gold Talon. Okay, gold Rust. Captain's hat. Cooldown for ultimate attack. Don't really care that much, but it is a nice hat. Alright, guaranteed epic. There it is. Boom. Champion's badge. Increase damage to all champions by 230%. Sweet. Okay, so that puts me at, I've still got 2 greens left to replace with blues on Talon. Not you. You. I still have 1 green on Morgane. I still have 2 greens on Rust. So, it's going well, I'd say. Yeah, I'm pleased with this so far. Actually, do I want Morgane? Because I could make her just buff everyone in front of her, because literally everyone is in front of her. Yeah, sure, I'll take monster fodder. And I guess I'll take long game. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. Reaver, am I crazy trying to epic out Morgane this event since I can only get her a specific gold chest from time gates after this? No, no. That's perfectly fine. There's no problem with that. Yeah, we always do have great flavor text for the hats. I don't know why, but we have some love of hats in this company, so I guess we always have good flavor text for the hats. I don't know either. But no, Reaver, that's perfectly reasonable. Morgane is retiring after this. My mustache is itching my nose. Morgane is retiring after this. So, I would say that it is worthy focusing on epicking her more so than the others. They're all pretty good champions. I don't feel like there's any one in particular that just steals the spotlight from the rest. I feel like we got a good balance with this set of 3. Arankar, question, I've been keeping patron chests in my inventory that I have yet to unlock, namely 2 each of Strahd and Vajra. Am I doing the right thing by waiting to unlock the patrons themselves? Oh, you don't need to. I can't think of any reason why you would want to wait to open those chests until you've unlocked those patrons. The chests are just going to contain gear for the champions who qualify for being used for those patrons. That's all. Totally okay to go ahead and open those. I guess the only thing that I could foresee is some people like to thin the possible champion pool for what gear would appear. If you can somehow make it so that a character does not qualify for a patron, then their gear will not appear in that patron's chests. So, for example, Celeste by default does not qualify for Vajra or for Strahd. But she does have an Intelligence +1 feat and a Constitution +1 feat. Having these equipped would actually make her qualify for Vajra and for Strahd, causing her gear to appear in Vajra and Strahd patron chests, which effectively makes it so that there's more like pollution in the pool of equipment, because with patron chest you generally want the gear to land on event champions and not evergreen champions. So let's say you've been playing a lot of Vajra variants lately, and you've been using Celeste for that by having the durable feat applied to Celeste so that she qualifies for Vajra. Before you open Vajra patron chests, you might consider taking that feat off of Celeste again, so that her gear will no longer appear in the Vajra patron chests. So less of a chance that the gear in those chests would be wasted by falling on a non-event champion. That's the only reason I can really think of, but otherwise, no, I don't really think you need to wait for those. Barlog AG, hey! I still do not understand how to open the familiars. I do not have a menu of familiars. I completed Curse Farmer, Mad Wizard, Beast Intentions, and Ring of Regeneration. I also went through 3 heroes of their Deadwinter event, but this menu is still missing. As I wrote yesterday, I bought Tasha's Cauldron, but I can't use it. Alright, so Burlog, I'm gonna explain what I did yesterday, what I explained yesterday. I'm trying to make it simpler, maybe. I have a tendency to be wordy, verbose. I need to practice brevity more. Some milk in my tea. Alright, just a second. It was a rough night. I barely slept. So, Burlog, as other people in the chat may have said, close the game and reopen it. That's the first thing to try whenever you encounter any problem, really. Second thing, you must have reached stage 66 in any adventure, any of them, in order for the Familiars button to appear in your game. And it's right down here. It looks like a blue hand that's pointing down. It looks kind of like this, like my hand right now, but pointing down. And it's blue. Yeah. Even if that button is not present, you can still force the Familiars overlay to work for you by holding down the F key on your keyboard. This accesses the Familiar's Quick Placement overlay, which you can then use to left-click on any of these boxes, these white outline boxes, to force a familiar to be assigned to that spot on your screen. And from there, you can drag them around and move them however you want. That functions even if you do not yet have the familiars button. So, try all of those things, and if none of that works, then submit a ticket. We are so close to 50 questions. I aim for 50 questions every episode, so if we can get 4 more, I would love that. But I guess we do have half an hour, so we're doing great on time, honestly. What kind of tea am I drinking this morning from the mill? Today's tea is a delightful Taylor's of Harrogate Yorkshire tea malty biscuit brew. Tastes like tea and biscuits. I've now added a little bit of milk to it. I had a little cup of milk over here that I just I put a splash of milk in that, and it was good. It was a recommendation from the chat. I don't remember who said it. Someone suggested it, but it's very good. Actually, I think it was posted over in the Discord. Hold on, because I would like to give a proper shout out to whoever that was. Looks like... Oh, that was Seaside Baz. So, hey, Seaside, if you're in the chat today, thank you. Thank you very much for suggesting the Biscuit Brew Yorkshire tea, because it is very good. I like it a lot. Slayer Carius, question, how many questions have you answered, lol? As of that one, 47. But all-time career? I don't know. The early days of Mars Guiding Hand, I didn't have a questions document. I just answered questions as they came in through the chat. And then I switched to having a questions document, but deleting everything in the document after each show. Only as of episode 86 have I started actually keeping all of the questions, even after the show was done. So I have my full archive of questions going back to episode 86. We might be able to extrapolate from how many I've answered so far. Let's see. A very quick glance, there's probably some errors here with numbering, but a very quick glance shows that since episode 86, I have answered apparently 1,280 questions. But I imagine it would take a lot of real work, real homework for me to figure out exactly how many ever. I know that wasn't really your question, you were just asking about this episode, but it made me think, and now I'm curious about it. Aaron Carr, question, what's your favorite tune to listen to in the Jukebox? From the Jukebox? Ooh. I mean, it really depends on my mood, right? Really depends on my mood. Right now, I could really go for Deal Me In. That would be great. Actually, I'm gonna switch to that. This might take me a moment. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Deal Me In is so much fun. It feels like a very bouncy song. I could dance to this. Camero, question, milk or cereal? What do you put in the bowl first? Milk. Nope. Cereal. Yes. It's been a long time. As you can tell, because I had to immediately revise my answer. Yes, I definitely do cereal first, and then milk. Yes. Jay says, you said milk and my heart stopped. Sorry, Jay. No. I am a cereal first, then milk first. And because I also sometimes just take cereal dry to snack on. But once you start with milk, you've committed to a plan of action. If you just start with cereal, you can snack on it and then add milk later if you want. Yeah, dry cereal love. Nice. Yeah, I mean, dry cereal is just a good snack. Foolish Genius question. Any word when a Sin and Avern's coming to Switch? Boy, when do I get a Sin and Avern on Steam, for that matter? Because that's still a skin that I don't have on my main account, which always feels bad. Like, no, it's my main account. And I'm like one of the faces of the game at this point with a show every day. I need to be able to show off everything. Give me the skin! Give me the Sin and Avern skin! Come on! Yeah. I don't know. I really don't. At some point, I guess, when that glorious day arrives, I will celebrate alongside you, and we will dance in the meadow together. Dunk for RN. Question. Is there a way to see what date you installed and started playing? I'm on Epic. I know that's one of the things that I can see under the hood for my own account. I don't know if that's one of those things that might actually be in your web request log. There is a file in your Idle Champions installation called the web request log. And it's very long. It's very, very, very long. And there's a lot of data in here. I don't know if it actually says in here exactly when your account began. Oh, Jay is asking, can you not just see your install date on Epic or on your computer's internal memory? That would probably be easier than doing what I'm trying to do, wouldn't it? Yeah, let me poke around on the Epic platform real quick. Surely it has that information, right? If I go to my library, there's Idle Champions. I can't just... There's no right-clicking. Right-clicking this does nothing at all. So... If that information is in Epic, I'm not seeing an easy way of checking that. But at the very least, like, on your computer, right? Although, I suppose, if you've ever uninstalled the game and then reinstalled it, even then, Jay, it would just say when you've reinstalled it. So if you've... It would work if you've only installed it the one time, but if you've ever uninstalled and reinstalled it for any reason, then I guess the install date would reflect that most recent installation and not your original installation. So I'm going to go back to my idea of the web request log, perhaps. Some people in chat are saying that there are alternative sites that you can find that you could use that might tell you. I'm not going to advertise for them, but those websites exist. Idiot Control someday just passed level 900 for the first time. Ding ding, congratulations. I mean, that's a huge achievement. 900? That's incredible. Idiot, do you think you've got what it takes to clear 1,000 off of that? Do you think you could do 1,000? That'd be pretty cool. If you're already that close anyway, you might as well try, right? Good luck. I'm seeing a web request log string of local device install time. But I don't know if that would just be most recent installation or if that would be my original installation. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know this one. Good question, but I guess you'd have to rely on one of those other websites then, unfortunately. Riffraff, what is your quest? What is your favorite color? What is the capital of this area? My quest is to spread joy and information about Idle Champions. And to drink a lot of tea. And to make friends. To make the world hopefully just a little bit better, even in some microscopic way, than it was when I woke up this morning. What is my favorite color? Well, my fallback answer has always been ice blue. Ice blue. However, since coming into possession of Enchroma glasses, which allow me to see the full range of colors instead of just the colors that my normal color vision deficient human eyes allow me to see, I will say that purple is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous, and I was missing out on it for most of my life. But yeah, my fallback answer is still ice blue. What is the capital of Assyria? Okay, I have no idea. I don't know that one. I have always been terrible at geography. Jarthan, question. I still have not used my Potions of the Gold or Gem Hunter and Potion of Psychomorphic Energy. Should I prepare anything prior to using them and get the best outfit? Yeah, clear your schedule. Clear your schedule. Because they last for 7 days. So you want to be able to put more time than usual, I would say, into Idle Champions if you're going to use those. Alternatively, save them for when you know you're going to be super busy, so that it gives you some time to, like, make what time you can commit to the game more valuable, so that it hopefully mitigates the time loss that you would have of not being able to play the game during those super busy moments of your life. Does that make sense? So either when you know you can really commit to playing Idle Champions, or when you know you really can't commit to Idle Champions. Either of those two extremes would probably be a pretty good time to use those. Oh, Deccan Creates asking a question that I want to really personally answer. Do those fixed colorblindness classes actually work? I couldn't figure out how the physics of that would actually work. Okay. I thought that they were super cool, but I wasn't really, like, a firm believer in it until I actually tried it myself. The day I put them on, it was my friends. They orchestrated a fundraiser in secret behind my back for 3 months until they finally were able to afford these glasses, purchase them, have them shipped. They had to, like, very slyly, like, trick me into talking about my exact color vision deficiency so that they could get the correct lenses for me. And they did, and it worked. I'm very gullible like that. I don't suspect that people are trying to trick me. I remember it was in the parking lot of, like, a Dave & Buster's or something. One of those, like, arcade complexes. And they gave me the glasses, and it was a very special moment. And the first time I put them on, I cried. You know those videos of people, like, using these color vision glasses for the first time, and they, like, just break down in tears? Yeah, that was me. There's a video of it. somewhere out there. It was a really, really special thing. But there's instructions for the glasses that say, like, hey, you need to wear these for, like, several hours every day for weeks before you're going to, like, really notice a difference. And I will say that now that I've been using them for years, because I originally got them, I think, in, like, 2014. Now that I've been using these glasses for years, I can say confidently that my ability to discern colors has improved. It's kind of like my brain saw what purple actually is and then was like, oh, that's purple. Okay, gotcha. And I still struggle with it, but now I can actually tell. It's not an instantly obvious thing. But it used to be like there was no difference whatsoever. But now there is if I focus on it. If I really like look at something for a while and be like, okay, no, yeah, that's purple. I can see the red in that. So I would say in my experience they very much work, but your results may vary. Puritan74, question, how do you get skins? A variety of ways. There are some skins that are available for gems in the gem shop. If you just go here. Witchlight Delana, one of the best, honestly. Pirate Chef Krull. Celestial Celeste. Pirate Baloth, also super good. Gladiator Archon, Icewind Dale Tyrrell, Pirate Calliope, Champion Minsk, Krampus Krull. So there's some skins. There's also skins available in the patron shop, which I can show if I go back to my main game here. Once you unlock patrons, each patron has multiple skins you can get. There's a Steampunk Zorbu for Mert. There's Mindflayer Olcoria. There's Champion Dritz and Siren Knight Warden. Devil Frida for Vajra. Champion Jamila. Baldur's Gate Chihira, Farmer Azaka. Over in the Strahd patron shop, we've got Vampire Catti-brie, Vampire Dragonbait, Vistani Regis, and Silver Dragon Krond. Over in Zerial, we've got Celestial Tyrrell, Hellrider Rhea, Celestial Brunor, and Blood War Rhea. Gee, Rhea, why do you get 2 Zerial skins? But then there's also skins that you can get in other ways. There's going to be skins that are offered as premium items. I guess I'll have to go back over to my casual game for this. If I go over to packs, you'll see Icewind Dale Prudent Skin and Feet Pack. Founders Pack 4 featuring Witchlight Calliope. Ascendant Celise, Ascendant Brig Hellclaw, Treant Man Skin. Witchlight Orkira, another extremely good one of my favorites. All the Witchlight skins are fantastic, honestly. Ascendant Whittle, Ascendant Evelyn, Ascendant Melf, Ascendant Strix, Ascendant Vlanya, Ascendant Walnut, Red Panda Baloth, Pirate Briven Flow, Ascendant Penelope, Ascendant Dahani, Red Wizard Dadius, Pirate Illinger and Griff, Witchlight Warden, Red Panda Ariza, Pirate Havilar, Hadar Kilek, which looks so cool, Gnome Saramorph Zorbu. You get the idea. There's a lot of skins. There's a lot of skin in the game. And you can get them from a variety of ways. Sometimes they might be limited time availability, so get them while you can. Even after they are gone from availability, they might still appear like in wild offers, or they might get offered again at some point. So get the skins you care about for the characters that you care about. Don't break your bank over it unless you just really want to support us that much, in which case thank you for letting me have a job because I work for the company, so you know, part of your money comes to me, which is nice. But it's not all just premium purchases. There are plenty of them that come through in-game free-to-play purchases as well, like the gem shop and the patron shop that I just showed you. There's even some skins that you can unlock by beating certain adventures, which is wild. I wish we did that more. That's really fun. Yeah, I guess she is Zariel now, Felicianus. Effectively. And Garderea. Yeah. Play the storyline for Baldur's Gate Ascend to Avernus to learn what happens with Zariel and Rhea and Tiamat. It's all really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. The story went in directions that I was simultaneously expecting it to go and also very much not expecting it to go. It's really cool. Slayer Carious question, Mars, when making tea, do you make it in a pot or in a mug? If in a glass, do you cover the mug? Covering the pot keeps aroma and essential oils from the tea in the liquid. If you brew uncovered, then you're smelling all those flavors versus tasting them because they escape into the air. Yeah, so what I do, I actually have a hot water dispenser, and I mean like scalding hot water dispenser. I just dispense the water directly into the mug, drop the tea bag or the sachet that I've collected loose leaf tea into the mug right from that. Let that steep right here in the mug, uncovered. Yes, it is letting some of the essential oils, some of the flavor of the tea is escaping because of that. But it's not going to waste because it makes the whole room smell like tea. And that is a lovely way to exist in my workspace. It's great. I hope I never tire of it because I really do love tea very much. Chainstar, question. If I hit the free play symbol limit, is there any point to finishing the challenges? The free play symbol limit. Oh, like for patrons. Is there any point to finishing the challenges? Yup, absolutely. Absolutely. Your free play currency for patrons is completely disconnected from the currency that you get for patrons from completing their challenges. If I go back over to my main game, check out patrons, go to Mert, summary, free play Ruby Coins weekly limit, 0%. Okay, so, once you've even reached 100% on the free play Ruby Coins weekly limit, which I think is like 5,000, right? I think it's 5,000. Anyway, even once you've done that, you can still complete challenges. Think of challenges as bonus currency. You can fulfill challenges during free plays for the patron, or during variants for the patron, but they are not connected to the limit of free play currency. So, do both. Riffraff, have you never seen Monty Python and Search for the Holy Grail? I have. It's the only Monty Python movie that I only kind of like. It's Monty... I know I'm going to make a lot of enemies here. It's just not my sense of humor, honestly. It's not really my thing. It's not my thing. It's not my cup of tea. It's okay for us to like different things. But, yeah, I was introduced to Holy Grail in college. I watched it maybe 3 or 4 times. There are certain bits that I really like. Tim the Enchanter is very good. But for the most part, it's just kind of okay. Reaver, no meaning to pry, but would you be red-green colorblind? So, no, I don't mind, because I like talking about these things that matter to my life. Whatever I've got going on is weird. So I have some kind of variant of deuteranopia, of Daltonism, named after John Dalton, the guy who basically discovered that color vision deficiency was a thing, and that he had it. So, when I was in college, my psychology professor was specifically in the study of ocular psychology, like psychology that has to do specifically with your perspective of the world, even more specifically with how you perceive the world through your vision. So he like wrote papers on color vision deficiency. This was like the exact right person for me to talk to about my thing. I did not realize this until he had a guest speaker come in who was colorblind and had her talk to the class about her colorblindness. And the whole time I'm sitting there like, you don't say. And after class, I came up to him like, hey, guess what? And we talked at length about it, and he was very excited. And we did a 3-hour examination of my eyes, various tests that I had to do to discern what my exact color vision deficiency is, which he said was unlike anything that he had ever encountered before. The cones and rods in my eyes were set up in like a weird Z-shape pattern with how they were connected. They're supposed to be connected in a circle, he explained to me, but my eyes were connected in like a weird Z-shape. The end result being that light green and yellow is the same, blue and purple is the same. I did not learn until after in Chroma that I had never really seen the color of gold before. I just saw like a very nasty, dirty yellow color. But now I can actually see gold, and it's brilliant. I can see why people like it so much. And what else? All browns are basically the same thing. Just all browns. It's the same thing. Boring. And that everything I see is muted. The way I try to explain it is that when I put the glasses on so my vision is corrected, suddenly I'm in a Disney movie. And when I take the glasses off, I live in a very gray world that's just bleached out and uninteresting. It's a very stark contrast. Had a lot to do with contributing to my depression growing up. But thanks for asking, Reaver. I like talking about it. It's very close to my heart. Iron Car, question. Drift's achievement to use his ultimate to kill 20 enemies with a single use seems to be quite difficult to acquire. Is there an easy way to get it? It's been absolutely stuck at 16 to 20 for weeks now. Yeah, dude. Set up a Dritz DPS formation, and then take Dritz out of your formation. Take him out. Take Dritz out of your formation. Completely. So that the enemies will start piling up on your tank. And once there's a lot of them, put Dritz in there, and let him go to work. You should be able to get it pretty easily. C-Mitz, does Wormspeaker Archon have a David Bowie vibe, or is it just me? Or Wormspeaker Averin? Yes. Yes. I believe that was on purpose. A very Goblin King vibe to Wormspeaker Averin. Yes. Very good. Foolish Genius, question, are you hyped for Vox Machina animated next week? I am. I think it'll be very cool, because I've always respected Critical Role from a distance, because I felt like I don't know, a part of me feels like unwelcome in the fandom because I haven't been there since the beginning. But I recognize that's just poison inside my own brain at work. That's just anxiety and all that. But it also makes me excited thinking that this will be my first time actually digesting Critical Role. That my first taste of Critical Role will actually be through the animated series instead of watching the live shows. Yeah, so I'm excited and interested to see, like, will I have a very different experience than other people have had? We shall see. Narangal, what's a good gold gain rate for Morgaine's event map? I keep getting stuck on Devourer. Well, a good gold gain rate is going to be any positive that you can get at all. As long as you're making any kind of positive, then that's going to be a good thing. But your question is, like, ostensibly about how to deal with the Devourer. This event is difficult. I'd say more so than any of the others, because of the Devourer's game mechanics. It just has an instant kill effect, and that can be rough. You can use offline progress to skip past him. You can use Briv to skip past him. There's a lot of things that you could do. you could queue up an ALE stun. Unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of time to talk about this right now because I've got to go so that formation save can go. So, I've got to wrap up, but I tell you what, we'll talk about it more on the show this afternoon, okay? How to deal with the Devourer. So, looks like we didn't have any problems with heads or tails. Happy about that. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Mars Guiding Hand. Hope to see you all again next time. Check out all the other awesome shows that we have here on the CD Games Twitch channel. I'm going to recommend Formation Save specifically, because if you're having problems with the Devourer, that's a good show. That's a good show to say, like, hey, get me past this boss. And they will. You can follow Idle Champions on social media. Please join our community on the platform of your choice. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan Blake Hall. Just please call me Mars. Thank you to Codename Entertainment. Thank you to Jay for moderating the chat and catching questions for me today. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you to everyone for watching and asking questions. Wherever you are in the multiverse, be safe, be kind, do what you can to make the world a little bit better. And until next time, which is this afternoon, look sharp. I'll see you then. Tell Sean and Taylor I said hello. Bye, everybody.